gonna get started, so you guys can keep eating during the presentation, because we want you guys to be done eating by the time we start the activity. Today our whole thing was purpose, and so we're gonna be creating vision boards. That's why we have glue and all these fun papers. Salt Lake has them as well. And we asked Jen, who's our firm administrator, she started here in April. She's just gonna kind of give us what her purpose and how she found her purpose being a woman in business. One fun fact about her is she was a firefighter for 12 years.
What?
Yeah. And with further ado, here's Jen.
Yay! Hey guys. Okay, so I have my speech written out so I don't forget it. But anyway, and I don't really like public speaking, but I'm trying to get over that. So my career in accounting didn't really, it found me. I wanted to be a marine biologist and study sharks and dolphins. And when I was 18, I got a tattoo on my ankle of a dolphin because it was a great idea because I was going to really be a marine biologist, but now who'd have thought I'd be in an accounting firm and professional services. But anyway, after I figured out I didn't like biology, I decided I wanted to be a chemistry teacher. So I started studying chemistry. And during that time, I had to work my way through college to pay for it. And I was working at a children's home, and the bookkeeper, Peggy, she had a heart attack on Friday, and she made it. She was fine, came back to work some months later, but not full time. But anyway, I came in Monday morning, and it was run by Catholic nuns, and they said, you know computers, payroll's Friday. I was like, okay, I have no idea what payroll is, how to do payroll. But I guess I know computers, so I can do it. I did that for like 2 years, and I got audited by the state and by the diocese and learned a ton through being audited and doing payroll wrong and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, fast forward, I was in my senior year of college and just started, I was 2 weeks in, and I realized, oh my God, I love being an accountant. What am I going to do? Because I had to start like 2 years, go back 2 years, pay for all that college. So I made like a really tough decision and decided I was going to just quit chemistry and go be an accountant. So that's how I found accounting. So anyway, I went and did that. And when I was almost done with my bachelor's, somebody at the children's home, her father worked at a CPA firm in Savannah, Georgia, where I lived, and they were looking for a payables clerk. And she was like, hey, you should apply. I think you would really like it. So I went and applied. Didn't think I'd get the job, but I did. And at that time, it's called Hancock Askew. They were like less than 30 people, and I was the assistant firm administrator, the payables clerk, and I worked in their small business department doing some tax returns. So that's how I found accounting. I was lucky in my career because I was in the right place at the right time. Like that job kind of found me through people I knew. And there were 2 people there that really took an interest in me and building me up. It was kind of like Squire in a way that they, brought people in and let them work their way up to something more. And so I appreciate that about Hancock Askew, but I also appreciate that about Squire as well. But anyway, 2 years after I started there, the firm administrator quit. I didn't have my MBA yet, and I'd never been a firm administrator, but I didn't want to wait 5 years. In my mind, it was going to be like 5 more years before I would have the opportunity. So I went to the managing partner, and I was like, I know I don't have the experience or the education, but I really think I can do it. So we went to the other partners, and they said I had 6 months to figure it out, and if I couldn't do it in 6 months, that they would hire a firm administrator and I would just go back to what I was doing. 10 years later, I left Hancock Askew as the firm administrator. So it was a rocky 6 months. I had a lot of late nights trying to figure it out, but I had people that cared about me in my career, so I made it. That brings me to my first purpose, like as an accountant, because with marine biology and being a teacher, I think the purpose is maybe more important because you're like saving the ocean or teaching children. But in accounting, we have a purpose too. Those people that took an interest in me and my career, like I can give that back, and I can take an interest in people and grow them professionally. So that's my first purpose. And it's important to me. I think I've had one good example is this girl, Erica. She started at Hancock Askew after I became the firm administrator, and she was just in our admin department putting together tax returns. back then we like bound the paper copy and sent it out to the client. So she did all that kind of stuff. Well, now she manages the whole entire admin department. And at one point they were going to let her go because they were like, Erica's 19, 18, 19, irresponsible, doesn't come to work on time. And I was like, well, she's really nice and she is smart and I think she can do better. So I kind of took her under my wing, and then I feel proud that I could mentor her and she could become what she is. Like, she had to put in the work just like I did, but I could mentor her and she made it farther. So that's the first thing. I think that we can all, I get satisfaction from that, and I think, you know, we can help others and raise them up, and I think it's a great thing. My second purpose is being part of something bigger. When as I mentioned, Hancock Askew was less than 30 people when I started, and when I left, we were like 90. And so I look back on that, and I feel proud that I was part of something bigger, part of a team that grew that CPA firm from 30 to 90 people. And some of the things that I put in place there, you know, 10 years after I've left, they still do. Janice had a call with the managing partner when I first started, because they're a little bit bigger than us. And so we kind of wanted to get the managing partner there, his perspective on how we could, you know, maybe implement some different things. And some of the stuff he pulled up, like the reports they use, he was like, oh, Jenny did this back when she was here. We still use it today. So it was kind of cool to see that they're still using some of that. So I'm proud of what I did to help Hancock Askew grow. They asked me when Emma Kate asked me to talk, she also asked me to talk about what drives me. And the things that drive me are like providing for my family. Of course, I have a son that plays hockey, and because I work hard and have a good career, I can, you know, travel with him, and I think that makes great memories. So that's really cool to be able to provide for him and give him all the stuff he wants. And then the other thing that drives me, like Gretchen, she knows I'm very competitive even when it comes to myself. And so like I ski, and it's an individual sport, but I like am competing with myself to always get better. So it's, you know, things like setting goals for myself and achieving them. That's what drives me. I know that my job right before this job, I didn't have the responsibility. I was doing mergers and acquisitions for 4 years, but I didn't like it because I had no I mean, it was boring to me because I wasn't helping other people really. I was just helping to acquire other companies and bring them into our company. I didn't feel a bigger purpose. So when I found this job, my husband was like, you're going to go from like barely working 40 hours a week, always working from home, to having to work a lot harder, and kind of going back to what I did at Hancock Askew, which was crazy hours and things like that. But I figured I'm not done yet, and I'm only 44. I have like 20 more years of a career, so I can achieve a lot, I think. So working harder, setting goals for myself, trying to achieve those goals, helping Squire get to something better, those things drive me. Doing things like this, like stepping out of the box and taking on another challenge, is like, for me, it helps me grow professionally, but also personally. I have to get to know 200 different people and 27 different partners. And are there any partners on here? Partners are so difficult to work with sometimes because it's like 27 different ways of thinking. And so it was like, you know, challenging myself to, you know, get to know them and help them come together as a team. That drives me as well. So I find satisfaction in that. Looking at the things that I've done and realizing, oh, I might not have handled that so well. And then, you know, trying to do it better next time, that also drives me. And I make mistakes all the time. So it's, you know, always try to do it better. That's a great thing. And then the third thing that drives me is traveling and skiing. I knew that I had to have a good career because I love to travel. My brother lives in Hawaii. And so, you know, working hard and getting to go see him and being in Hawaii is important. And then skiing, when I moved here, I like to travel and go to different ski resorts. So I have to have a good career to do that. So those are the things that drive me. But anyway, as I look back on my career, the things I think that I'm most proud of is like the people that I've helped, like that girl Erica I talked about, and there's a couple other people that I've been able to help. And then what I've achieved personally. I remember when I asked to be the firm administrator at Hancock Askew, there were a couple people who were like, you're not going to be able to do it. And that, being competitive like I am, drives me to just, oh, I'm going to do it. like the firefighter thing, I took it on, I was 18, and it was a volunteer fire department on the island I lived on, and they were like, you're not gonna be able to do it. And I was like, really? I can do this. So anyway, 12 years later, don't tell me I can't do something, because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. But anyway, I know that I still have more that I can do and people I can help. And that's why I'm excited about being here at Squire, because I think we have a lot of growth and opportunity, and personally and professionally and as a team. So it's really exciting. That's it.
You can't take all of Squire to Hawaii. Like, I don't think you can do it. So we asked you guys to bring your scissors from your workstations. If you didn't, we have I brought scissors. If you can go grab them. But basically, we've got glue sticks, we've got colors, so you can kind of express yourself in the best way possible with your favorite color. I feel like all of us have either made these in college or in elementary school or at some point in our lives. So just try to find images that resonate with you, things that motivate you. We're going to be putting them in our cubicles, and that way kind of when you're working, you can look at it and see all the things that remind you of why you do what you do and how you can be better at that. So without further ado, everybody can grab the colors and the glue sticks and go through the magazines and start cutting up paper. Does anybody have any questions?